that hmm, I wonder if I did something wrong here. I wonder if I've been rambling along. Can you guys hear me now? Were you not hearing me beforehand? Okay. Well, I might have had. Anyway, I'm just learning this stuff. But did you did you guys hear me talking beforehand before I said, "Can you hear me now?" Okay. All right. I blew it. I'm still learning this stuff, so you have to forgive me. But I thank you guys for showing up and everything. So I was rambling, I guess, for about a good 20 minutes. Oh my God. But anyway, what I was talking about is I am going to do probably one or two streams per month and maybe a ninja stream if I can figure out how to do it live, so to speak. And what I was talking about is, well, I'll back up. I just want you guys to feed me any commentary or anything that you guys feel that I need to expound upon, like my content. If I've said something that you may not feel is right, or you want me to expound upon, I would ask you to please let me know, and maybe we can get together in a stream and discuss these things. I see again, Dak. I can see. I think it's Bobby Macy's, Eric Zombrow, MGTOW Convoy, Ghost Sure, JR, D Man. And I apologize. I may have been, I probably was rambling on there about half hour without anybody hearing me. So I apologize. Again, I'm trying to get all this stuff together and go from there. But going forward, I would invite your commentaries as to what I should do in the future in terms of my general my general content, as well as my streams, that type of thing. And what I was talking about when I was rambling about in the half hour or so before I clicked on the right thing was the portrayal of we men by the feminist plantation state. And what I had specifically said was that when you look at the media, the MSM, that type of thing, you'll see where we men are portrayed as dumb, we're portrayed as idiots, that type of thing. And I had cited a commercial in an insurance commercial where these two people, there's a woman and the man is on this type of unicycle, and he's riding around on like a boardwalk and everything, and he doesn't have really control of the unicycle, and he ends up falling in the water, and the woman runs over and she says dog paddle and everything, and he'll be all right. And so it to me, it is the constant portrayal of men as being stupid, and that always a woman has to run in and correct our actions. There are other commercials where the man is fiddling around with something and the woman runs in and fixes whatever he's doing. And what I was saying when I was rambling um, was that we all know as MGTOW men, as primarily MGTOW men, that it is men who built this society. And I had cited the SR-71, the XB-50. Those were supersonic jet planes, which were built by men, and they were built in a time when there was no computer-aided design. You know, there was they had to do these things on with pencil and paper and whatever they used, you know, to design these planes. You know, and again, it was men who built these things. It was men who designed these types of technologies and everything that women use, that we all use. And we are the ones that built society, but we are the ones that get the lambasting, the put downs, all these types of things. I see MGTOW Maddie out there. How you doing, MGTOW Maddie? And guys, I really appreciate you guys jumping in on my stream. Again, this is just a test stream, and I really appreciate your support. I have to say, I know I'm a little channel, but I am very honored by you guys who you listen to my content and you consider my content of any worth. I'm very honored by that. I say to you now, thank you so much. Oh, but that's all right, MGTOW Maddie. I again, I just decided to jump on and just try to test things out and everything. But oh yeah, man, I know what you mean. I had to do some stuff like that too, in terms of putting in parts on my car and everything. But I'm a little too old for it right now. But I used to do all types of stuff and everything, you know. But yeah, I know what you mean. So, and yes, I'm doing okay, MGTOW Maddie. But oh, sorry. I guess you were talking to One Fast Day. Yeah, I'm trying to get the hang of this stuff. And thank you for that comment there. I appreciate that, MGTOW Maddie. I try to be straightforward with my stuff. I try to dabble with a little bit of comedic stuff, but I kind of thought about it and I said, well, I better stay in my my lane, so to speak. And I have skills more along the lines of analysis, research, that type of thing. I have a journalistic background. I know how to write. I can do photography, video editing, audio editing, and everything. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of lay off of the comedic stuff and just stick to what I've been doing and what my channel started out as. And I know I'm going to branch out with some other stuff like Hammerhead is doing, you know, in terms of doing tech commentary or whatever, you know, delving into technology and everything. But that's in the future. But getting back to what I was saying about how we men are portrayed as, the thing that I saw, and this is well, let me back up. I want to say, first of all, any person, male or female, that harms a child, they are low life slime. And for what I'm about to say, you know, I condemn both the woman and the man who did these things. Now, the first thing was there was an incident a few days back where a woman was shoplifting. A black woman was shoplifting in the store. I think it was a Dillard's or something like that. And her kids were outside in the car. and the car catches fire. Kids got barely escaped with their lives. One of the kids got burnt, however. And so, of course, when the MSM reports on it, you only see 2 mugshots of this woman. And they just show the car burning and everything, and then just the 2 mugshots of this woman. Now, the other incident, there was, I think he was a school superintendent, and he's a white guy. Caught him doing, what was it, child pornography or something like that. They have pictures of him being cuffed, being thrown into the car, being driven away, being taken out of the police car, being walked into the police station, A to Z. And again, both of these pixies are terrible people. They are despicable people. But the dichotomy of what is happening, that bothers me, because the woman, again, she gets a kind of a PPAS treatment, and they show just 2 mugshots of her. The man gets everything. He gets the mugshots, he gets the perp walk, he gets all these types of things. And what is happening, my brothers, is this. First of all, it is a virtue signal. And what happens is that when it comes to we MGTOW men, that is a virtue signal to all men that they are bad. And you will probably find that, I have found, that this incident will be associated with the MGTOW philosophy, with any type of man who says, I do not want to deal with society in terms of the feminist plantation state. This will be associated with that. The other virtue signal is that we know that for white men, there is a war against them. There is a attempt to pull them down as men and show them as stupid. Because that commercial that I cited, it was a white man. And basically what happens again is that this is a virtue signal S-storm, if you want to say so. And it is doing all types of things. One thing is that it again is saying that men are dummies, men are criminals, men are all types of things, evil. And so again, when the association comes, and it will come, they make us out to be a part of that as MGTOW men. And see, that's what concerns me. And that's what with my channel, I try to get men to see that there is a deep level of things that are going on. And there's a variety of things that are going on. And you can say also that because of this war on white men, it is an attempt to force division among all men, and so again, when these things happen, it does kind of affect us as MGTOW men. And so that's why, again, I try to do the type of analysis that I'm doing and try to delve into the levels of things or the layers of things that go on. Because it is very, very real. It is kind of despicable in the way that things are being done. Because again, this woman, because she's a black woman, the most probable thing that will happen is that you will see her face a couple of times, and then it will be buried and pushed away, pushed out of the light, so to speak. Whereas this guy, you will probably hear about this for months. It will probably get onto the national news. So it's these types of things that I try to get at in my content and try to show men that they can also see these things. And when you see these things, to not take them into heart, so to speak. Don't get disheartened by what you see, because you, as a MGTOW man, again, you're doing something that is that I would say is incapable, or not do well. I'll put it this way: that is far beyond the capability of many men around you and those who criticize you for walking along the MGTOW path. But again, there are factors that come against us every day, that are all around us. It can come from our families, it can come from our friends, all these types of things that could, if we take them to heart, push us off of the MGTOW road. So again, that's what I've been doing, with my content, and that's why again I think I'm going to stick with the serious side of things, going forward. But let me read some of your comments here. Yeah. And I see MGTOW Maddie talking to One Fast Stack. I think a valid point is, what are men MGTOW doing to improve their lives? Yeah, that's what we need to look at. What are we doing? Are we wasting our time? Are we doing what we need to do versus doing what the feminist plantation state wants us to do, for instance? So, and that's another thing that I try to touch on, trying to make men understand to not waste their time, and to show men how women do waste our time, how they get us entangled into things that we should not be doing. Because one of these things, the entanglement, that's another issue that I often kind of touch on, is the entanglements can become something that are life altering. So let's say, for instance, I'll take myself for example. I did the dumb thing many moons ago and dated a single mother. And I can kick myself. I'm going to have to just pause for a minute. You can see it when you look out your window. My brothers, I had to kind of break away for a moment, but I'll leave the stream going, and I'll be back in a few minutes. I have to take care of a little issue, but I'll be right back, my brothers. And just keep on discussing and talking, and I'll be right back to you. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that little interruption. I'm a caregiver for my mother, so I have to kind of take care of some issues with her. But anyway, basically, where was I at? Um, I want to really help men to understand that they don't have to um, waste their time, and that's what I try to do with my channel and everything. And there are entanglements, there are things that uh, happen to us, we men, and um, it doesn't have to happen. So getting back to me with a single mother, when I did that, I immediately found that it was a cray cray S storm, and it was not something I should be in. And she was cray cray, her son was cray cray, um, and one of the things that happened to me was what I call raging. And what this was she would get angry out of the blue and start raging at me about the prior dude that she was with, and how I somehow was the fault of all her problems with men and everything. And she, of course, would run me around, expect me to pay for meals and do all these types of things. But one of the things was the type of entanglement. Well, I would put it like this: the type of entanglement, and that is where women feel that they're entitled to your time by getting you entangled into their mess. And so there you are running around with this, or well, I'll put it this way: there I was running around with this single mother, and she had me running around with her hot mess. She was doing the typical things that they do to you when they're cray cray. Call me up in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, when I had to work. I was an IT manager at the time when I was doing this. And so I had to get as much sleep as I could, because the type of work I was doing, it could go into long hours and everything. So she would wait till the middle of the night and then call me up with some BS, and I had to go kind of get her calmed down. She would again rage at me, call me up in the middle of the night and rage at me, and you did this to me, and then and I blame you for this, and and it was just a mess, and it was something that I found in hindsight was an entanglement. And one of the things that I've found over the years is that women enjoy getting men entangled into their entanglements. And it's nothing about having a solid relationship of peace. It is more about conflict, is more about vexing men, is more about doing all types of things, like you'll do something and you're great one day and the next day you're terrible. I told you not to do that, and that type of thing, and complaining, and and it's always a thing of it's never enough. It's never enough. It's never good enough. And again, my focus to some extent with what I'm doing is to help men to understand that they don't have to go through that. And the other thing that I see, there is a real sense of false nobility, particularly with like men who simp and everything, that they feel that I'm a man if I can put it with that and go through my life being entangled in this mess and having to deal with that. And and my point of view is that no, you're entitled to peace. You're entitled to your dignity. You're entitled to all of the types of things that men are entitled to. You're entitled to your freedom. And you don't have to be in situations where you're entangled with something, where you're working your butt off, but this woman is calling you late at night and screaming at you about something that's crazy. You know, you don't have to go through that. And that's what I try to focus on with my channel, to show men that they can live peaceful lives, and that there's nothing wrong with living a peaceful life. And so yes, Dak, that's what it is. It's single mother syndrome. Yeah, I've been there, and I'll never go through that again. That's why when you see these pixies running around, you got to step up to the plate, and you got to marry a single mother, like my sister does to me. No, I've been there, done that. I ain't doing that again. But it's not worth it. And one of the things that these single mothers are doing right now, there is a command in the Bible that is being taken out of context. I have to look it up. I can't find it right now. But what it's saying is that for true widows, they have the right to remarry, and they have the right to be taken care of. And that's only for a true widow. And it does go on and specify that the widow cannot be a 304. But what is happening is that this scripture is being taken out of context, and single mothers are running around with because of what the Bible says, you need to do your duty as a single man, take care of me. And see, that's not what the Bible says. It says specifically for widows who were honorable, they have the right to remarry. They have the right to be taken care of. But it does not say, in fact, it does say that if they are dishonorable, they are not to be taken care of in that manner. And I'll get myself together. What I see is a lot of things are happening to we men, and the pressures that we can come under, the types of things that we can come under, because there is the church thing, there is all types of things that are out there that are just just wacko, and when you say as a MGTOW man, I don't want a woman in my life, I want to live free, I want to live alone, those things are being used against us to make us look like we're crazy. But in reality, the stuff that's going on, the distortions that are coming I'll put it this way, the distortions that are being created by these women to make it seem like marrying a single mother is a good deal. It is very, very bad. And it can range from anything from taking the scriptures out of context to just your family beating you down, all these types of things. And the thing that I'm seeing is that men, in some cases, mostly simps, would rather fall victim to that than to try to seek out their lives as free men. And that's again, it's astounding to me, but it is going on. And so that's why again I try to do deep level analysis of what's going on, because I see there's multiple layers of things that are going on. And we we think that sometimes the situations are just one layer, but you'll go to peel back one layer and there's another layer. There's sometimes deep level types of things going on. There's sometimes things that have been going on for years. And when you begin to uncover these layers, and when you begin to use your critical thought processes to analyze these layers, it is astounding. And I always kind of considered that the MGTOW philosophy is, because of that type of critical thought processes, is capable of taking men from great naivety, great naivety, great misunderstandings, being dumb for the sake of it, to men of great wisdom and great understanding. And that great wisdom and understanding is very powerful when it is used in the proper manner, because it can allow you to be free and live in a free life. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I really want men to understand that they can be free no matter what. And there is the other issue of, and I spoke about this in one of my vids the other day, the issue of MGTOW being cope. And we all know as MGTOW men that's not true. And so we're dealing with all of these issues and all these types of things, labeling and everything. And of course, the government doesn't want us to be MGTOW, all these types of things. So it's out there. And so that's why, again, I plan to just stick to my lane, so to speak, with this channel. Oh yeah, I see that MGTOW Matty. Yeah, I got I've been one thing that happened to me years ago, and that's another thing that happens to men, and particularly men that are in the church. One thing, if you're having family difficulties, and you're in a church with other members of your families, you should probably either, I would say, get out of church altogether, because the church is not worth it. Myself, I would say, if you are a Christian believer as a man, get the Bible out, get a cup of coffee, and go from there. Don't go to church, because it's not worth it. But what happened to me was that I was in church, and it was a type of thing where everybody knew each other. And so, me being the black sheep of my family, the scapegoat, I was sitting there on Sunday morning, and they came down the aisle, and they were blah, 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 talking in tongues and everything, came, grabbed me, and drug me up to the front of the altar and said, "You're in sin, and you need to go repent." And in reality, it was not me. It was all kinds of stuff that was going on in my family. And, there was a lot of power structure things going on, and of course, me being a scapegoat and a black sheep. When you're a black sheep in the family, you will get the blame for what goes on in the family. And that's another thing that that men face, because it can be a family thing. It can be a combination of a family thing, a church thing, your friends, all these types of things. And it is very, very tough at points when you're getting a sale, when you're getting drug up to the front of a church and told you got a demon in you, you got to get yourself saved, all these types of things. It can be rough, and you have to, as a MGTOW man, you have to step away from those things. And part of those things, if you're a Christian and you believe God, is to read the Bible and understand the Bible for what it says. The Bible actually says to study to show yourself to be approved. And so if you read the Bible, you will find that a lot of things that are being said in the church are false. They are wrong. And so, like, if you have a scenario where somebody's beating you with the word and saying you that you're a sinner, and they're taking the scriptures out of context, as a man to weed that out, because of your wisdom and understanding of the Bible, and defend yourself. And most of the times what you would have to do is to walk away from that situation when somebody is going off half-cocked and telling you that you're a sinner, or you're not doing this right, and God says you need to marry a single mother, you need to do this, you need to do this, blah, blah, blah. Because there is no construct in the Bible that says you have to marry a single mother or you have to get married at all. There is no construct in the Bible that says you have to get married. And so, immediately to throw those things out of your mind. So that's what I'm trying to get men to understand, that there are multiple points where we are attacked and we are assailed and told that, we have to be slaves. Even from the context of being a Christian, you have to be a slave, and that's not true. And so that's what I'm saying. That's what I try to point out with my content and everything. But I've rambled on long enough, and but I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys coming out and getting on with me and just helping me out here, because I'm trying to step up my game and do better content and provide better information and everything. And so I appreciate you guys just coming and hanging out for this test stream and everything. And again, leave me any comments on my channel, on my community tab or whatever. Hey, let's support each other. We all have a beautiful community here, and I'm not just saying for myself, but there's so much here that we have as MGTOW men. And I really, really, again, I appreciate you guys. I really am really floored and flattered by the support you guys have given me, and I shall continue on. I sure will. I will do that, Dak. I'll try to get on and email you, and I look forward to doing a stream with you. I apologize for the half hour babbling. I hate babbling. Guys, I hate that. But oh yeah, I got to figure out how to do wrenches and MGTOW Maddie. Yeah, I got to figure out how to do that. I'm just getting used to that. All that type of thing. But anyway, I am very honored by you guys' support, and I hope that we can really do some good things going forward. Because there are a lot of men that need help, and that's what we're about. Helping each other as men. But in any case, you guys, I hope that you all have a wonderful night. And Dak, I will email you as soon as I can, and I hope we can get together And, guys, again, I appreciate you coming out and helping me get my stuff together. And with that, I always say that we'll call it a day. And as usual, this is the MGTOW Infinium, and this has been an Infinium test stream. My MGTOW brothers, as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay on the MGTOW path, and remember, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.